Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Bitcoin block height 880,511. Transaction fees super low. Twos across the board. Bitcoin USD price dipping a little bit, down to 102,000 this morning. Bitcoin Spaces protocol. Spaces in auction, 1984 BMX BSP, claimable in about 8 hours. Unconfirmed Spaces transactions. We got a Puni code hanging out there, and China hanging out there as well. Recent Spaces actions, a bunch of bids. Puni codes, cloud, IoT, Internet of Things. I was thinking about doing that one. .io is a popular top-level domain. I wonder if .iot even exists in the legacy domain space. Now we're going to have @IoT, @DJ, @Mecca, and somebody snagged hosting. So @hosting. Hosting's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters long. I wonder how it's going to work out here. Is it going to matter the length of these spaces? I think it's going to matter a lot less than it would in the old legacy domain space with the .com and the .net. I think in here it's going to be so wide varied. You're going to have a lot of options. And I think people are just going to come up with really cool things. And the length, yeah, the length is going to matter a little bit, but I think less. So probably we're looking at 7 digits max. I think that was the magic number, like Facebook. That's probably a little longer. FACEBOOK. That's 8. All right, so 8, I think, was the magic number. We got Google, GOOGLE. That's 6. Yeah, I think around 8 is probably the max that you want. So that might work. So that was in the .com space. It was like 8. You didn't really want your domain longer than 8, even though people have made so many successful sites with longer names, shorter names. So I'm not sure how much it matters, but really, if it's going to be a Bitcoin wallet address, you don't want it to be long. That's the whole thing about the Bitcoin Spaces protocol. And the naming, decentralized naming in general, is that you're going from a BC1, look at all these. We'll just click on hosting for an example. This transaction here. Look at this address here. We're going from such a long string of characters, letters, numbers, to something that's human readable, more easily typed, copied, pasted, and you could verify it a lot easier. Hey, let me double check this Bitcoin address. Make sure I don't send it into the void. It's going to be a lot easier when it's, short 8 characters or something. But I'm really curious to see how it all works out. It's definitely exciting to be involved in something this early on. And something this big, naming is huge. Domain names, Bitcoin wallet addresses, Nostr usernames, gamer usernames, right? What about you just have a username and somebody could take your username? It's in this guy's database. You're playing a game, you're playing this game, you're playing that game. You got a different username, your username on Twitter, all the social profiles, your gamer tag. What if you could just have one thing that can just be used all across the internet and you own it? You own it. That's the cool thing here. Upcoming rollouts, Puni codes, Mecca, Cypher, IoT, Titan, and DJ. What do we have roll out yesterday? I was looking at it to get in there, and I missed it. I missed the rollout. It was rather cheap. I think some people got in there for like 2,000 Satoshis people were getting in there for, but the transaction fees were a tad high. They were like 8 sats per VByte, maybe 10, something like that. And historically, I think that's actually cheap. That is pretty cheap, 8 to 10 sats. I remember when I was doing some UTXO consolidation, I was doing it at like 20, 30 sats per V byte. And I was like, this is cheap. Because there was a time it went up to like 100 sats per V byte. 80. So you get it at 20, you're like, yo, that's a deal. And then we had this lull, you know, during the bear market, it went down to like 2 sats per V byte. Now everybody's getting greedy. I don't know. We'll see. Bull market is most likely here. We're going to pump up. And what are the fees going to do on chain? Are they going to go up? They should. More demand should mean more higher fees, right? More people trying to get in, so more competition. Same thing here with Bitcoin Spaces Protocol. Less people bidding. You can scoop up these top level domains rather cheaply, and now is the time. All right, so yesterday we rolled out Chain, Apuni Code, White, Karma, DEI, more Puni codes, and UK. All right, so yeah, there was a few down there, a couple low-hanging fruits. I think it was like 6,000 Satoshis. This was 10,000 Satoshis. Still cheap though, right? 10,000, not too bad. That's like when you start get up in there. 10,000, 100,000, you might be like, all right, maybe I don't want this name so bad. Because this is real Bitcoin, you know? This is Bitcoin that's being burned forever. This Bitcoin right here is being burned forever, joining Satoshi's Bitcoin that will never be seen again.